Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 Episode 2 because we have the opening minutes and then also 2 sneak peeks for the episode, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about in this video today. So with that being said, let's get started. So we'll begin with the opening minutes because that's pretty exciting. We have the reunion between Strand and Daniel. We saw at the end of episode 1 that Strand saw the video recording of Daniel, which Al had, which is still pretty cool because it looks like Al has a connection to like everybody. And then in the opening minutes, he's kind of filming his own, video because he says like to Charlie and Sarah and Wendell, if you're seeing this, I probably didn't make it. So he's kind of saying a goodbye because he's on his own and he's gonna go look for Daniel. And after he made the message, he left Al's truck and went by foot. He probably is gonna go back to it because he isn't gonna die, But I think that's why he left that message, obviously, because in case he died. But yeah, he's on his way and he finds this little community, and this is Daniel's little community. He has these little things. It kind of reminded me of Morgan, his little community, or his little place he was staying in season 3 when Rick and Michonne went back to him, and he had all those walker traps. Kind of the same thing going on here. And this is Strand. He walks up to it. There's a cat. A walker walks up from behind him, and then he hears somebody pulling up a gun behind him. He knows it's Daniel, and he kind of just tells him to relax, don't shoot. And then he turns around, and we have the revealment of Daniel. Ultimately, Daniel just invites him in and says it's not safe to talk out here, so come inside. So they're gonna, obviously he's not gonna, kill him or anything. He does shoot him, and they make it seem like he shot Strand, but he just shot a walker right next to him. So obviously Daniel's not a bad guy, but I'm just very impressed with this community because it has some really good gates. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Alexandria, and there's like a building in the inside of it. Now the question is he by himself? That would be impressive if he's by himself. I doubt it. It could be, but I do think there's going to be some other people there, which would probably come back around and help them if they need help, against this other community. In the other trailer we had, back before the season started, there was like a shot of Daniel, or some promo they released, but there was a shot of Daniel and he was like inside of this room and it was like a bunch of guns. That could be his armory because obviously he has a gun here. He seems pretty confident. He has like a pet cat. So we'll see how he's doing, but I'm sure he's doing fine. I would be really impressed if he's by himself, but I don't think so. But I'm just happy we got Daniel back. I remember last season, every single episode people were like, where's Daniel, where's Daniel, where's Daniel? And it looks like he's gonna finally be in episode 2. Let me know if you guys are excited for Daniel to come back. I know I'm pretty excited because with Fear the Walking Dead, I really want I want this season to be good. And with Daniel coming back, that's good. We have this new community that looks promising. They still announced that Troy's going to come back in some sort of fashion. We don't know exactly just yet, but things are looking good for season 5. But with that being said, let's move on and talk about the 2 sneak peeks. Starting off the first one, where the group is looking for Al, who was taken by that helicopter group. So the next sneak peek we have, we have John here, and that he's in that area where Al got taken last episode. And we see that, thing that the walker went through. Or not the walker, it was like a soldier or something, that person. And then obviously it turned into a walker because he was wearing that really thick suit. So that's obviously they were talking at the end of last episode. So I'm sure he knew, where she was. And now they came to that area and she's missing. And then after that, we have the rest of the group. Well, not the rest of the group, just Alicia and Morgan. They come and help look for Althea. And then we see obviously that airplane is, this is that crash area. And in the synopsis for episode 2, it says they're looking for a missing person. Obviously, that's going to be Althea. And it's going to be interesting. And one thing that's also interesting is that they took that person who got pushed and killed. They took that walker. So that's really weird. Like, I've never seen that before. Like, the people who just usually stab a walker, but they actually took the walker. So again, these little things here and there kind of showed that this group is definitely, interesting in a, like experimental way possibly. And the group also, they took all of the weapons and stuff because in the box here, obviously all the weapons are gone. So yeah, this group is, that's how they might be. They might be like a type of group that just takes from people and that's really how they kind of built themselves. But I definitely think they have some sort of military slash government background, because I don't think any ordinary people would be doing experiments on walkers, and this group definitely is doing those type of experiments because like I said, like who takes a walker like that? They were trading food for people with Jadis, and they're taking zombies. So yeah, this group definitely is doing experiments, and I'm excited to learn more about them. I just hope we don't have to wait too long to learn more about them. I hope they don't stretch it out until the season finale or mid-season finale. They did say the first half is gonna have like a good story, like a good concluded story. Like I don't think they're gonna stretch it out for 16 episodes. I think the second half it's gonna be its own story. So those answers should be coming. Some people who like work at comicbook.com and people who see the episodes early, they have been teasing for a while now that there's gonna be a lot more Rick related stuff in the first half, and they obviously have only seen the first couple episodes, so I'm expecting to get more Rick stuff next episode and the episode after, more and more stuff. So I'm pretty excited for this. But with that being said, let's move on and talk about the last sneak peek we got, which is with Luciana. Now this sneak peek is interesting because Luciana is on her own. It's dark here. She has like an arm sling on because obviously she got injured, and she has a gun and she's like shooting at these walkers, and she kind of just books it and heads inside this building and locks the door, and then the walkers are right behind the door, and that's where it kind of ends. It's a very quick sneak peek. It definitely does brew up some questions though, because who the hell let Luciana out on her own? Like she just had this huge accident where she almost died. Like remember June said like if it just went slightly to the left or something, like she would have been dead or something. So she got really lucky and she survived, but I just want to know who left her on her own, and obviously she can't even use that arm. She's struggling to even like get away from the walkers, and it's night time. There's a bunch of walkers, so I just want to know who really let her out. And something I've been thinking about is that maybe people could slowly go missing little by little. Now, if she's on her own, like 100%. I wouldn't be surprised if the helicopter group comes and takes her also. I mean, June also is missing. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say missing, but she's not like any of the sneak peeks or anything like that. So we have John, Alicia, and Morgan together. Strand is on his own. And then we have Sarah, Wendell, and Charlie together most likely. And then we have Luciana. June may be with Luciana because there has been some trailers and promos in the past, like over the spring, before like the season aired or anything. And we do have some scenes between Luciana and June. So she might be inside this building, but still, I just wouldn't see June like letting Luciana go out on her own, So maybe they run into some trouble and she gets separated, but the group is slowly getting separated, and it's pretty obvious that maybe one by one that these people are going to be taken by the helicopter group. Also, with the synopsis, it's pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and read it right now. It says Morgan and Alicia meet a survivor and learn of a grave new walker threat. The mission is put to the test when one of their own goes missing. Strand makes contact. So that survivor may be Dwight. That's what I think it is, because I don't think they would label anybody that we already knew as a survivor. It's either gonna be somebody who's already been on Fear, because we do know who Dwight is, but I don't think it's gonna be just like a random character. It may be Dwight, and I hope it is Dwight, because that'll be awesome. Now we know Dwight's gonna be coming on definitely early on to the season, because they announced his crossover very early in the filming season, so that obviously meant that he was beginning filming very shortly. But that being said, I'm still a bit skeptical whether or not this survivor is gonna be Dwight, because it did say meet a survivor. I believe Morgan already knows who Dwight is, because in the trailer, and meet, it doesn't necessarily mean like meet for the first time. I'm just kind of, because they also say like and learn of a grave new walker threat. So it could be like somebody brand new who is like connected to this community doing experiments. But it does look like Morgan and Dwight do know each other, and I've had some people comment like, how do they even know each other? I think they just know each other because they were, it's not that many people in the zombie apocalypse left, and they probably just heard about each other. They were both in that final battle at All Out War. They probably just saw each other in passing. So in the trailer, Dwight just kind of comes from behind Morgan and says Morgan, and then Morgan turns around and says Dwight. So I think they're just gonna randomly reunite like that, and Dwight is probably going to be on his own because he left Alexandria in the Virginia area, to go look for his wife. So I don't think he would leave the Savior. technically Daryl banished him, but still, like, I don't think he would leave a community over there to go join another community, right? Like, I feel like he would kind of be on his own. So it could be Dwight, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the fact that, you know, it possibly could be like someone new connected to the community that we're gonna meet this season. You guys let me know in the comments down below, you know, what are your thoughts and opinions about all these sneak peeks and trailers and stuff we have. I am gonna wrap it up there for this video though. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead content like this, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.